Good evening. This is the market update for buy sell short for Thursday, October 18th. Actually, we're going to start off with Google's chart today. And as you can see, Google got taken to the woodshed and beat with the ugly stick today. Their PR firm accidentally released their earnings report mid-morning, and the stock free fell on a pretty big earnings miss for Google. Stock ended up dropping, at the lows of the day, down $90 a share. And the momentum that we had built up before that came out, the market had been able to work its way back from a red day to pushing solidly green before this Google earnings release came out. And then the halt of Google. Actually, as I mentioned in the chat room, I think it brought in a lot of selling in a lot of other stocks, with funds being trapped in Google during the halt, looking to unload other positions they had to compensate for the losses they were going to get once Google reopened. A lot of companies have actually missed and warned over the last couple of days. I mean, look at IBM. If I told you a couple of days ago that IBM would be down $20 a share, that Google would be down $90 a share, that Apple would be down, what is it down over the last week? Down, $40 a share. And that we would be sitting here with a market that is up, you'd probably laugh at me. But that's the way this market has been recently. It's been absorbing all the body blows from earnings warnings and other big miss in after hours. Chipotle, CMG getting taken to the woodshed in after hours. They missed their earnings by $2 million. I mean, that stock, $700 million expectation, or 702 expectations. They came in with $700 million. Stock lost $1 billion in market cap in after hours on a $2 million miss. That's the kind of action. I mean, these large cap stocks are just taken to the woodshed right now. And, it's sort of being taken out on a lot of small cap stocks, but we have all the other Dow stocks sort of making up the losses that we would otherwise see. If we look at the 15-minute chart, nice big rally over the last couple of days. We're consolidating in a little range right now with support at 13,500. If we broke 13,500 and we go to the daily chart, we could be looking at another retest of the 50-day moving average at 349. Now, tomorrow is options expiration day, and anything is possible. Granted, the bitch slapping that's happened in some of these large cap stocks, it might end up being a muted to downside session tomorrow. It's always a coin flip on options expiration day, what is actually going to happen. Small caps, got beat up a little bit today. We are about to get a positive MACD cross, though, on the ETF, the Russell 2K ETF, going into next week. So that should be a positive for us. And we've been seeing some very nice bounces over the last few days in a lot of our small cap stocks. That positive MACD cross setup has been working very, very nicely for us over the last few days. GALE, monster for us. You recall last week we jumped in ahead of the positive MACD cross, 183, 220 plus was our target. 219 today, up 34 cents on the cross, and making it 5 for 5 now on a positive MACD cross on the stock. I was actually surprised at the weakness on this one. After the early spike, dipped all the way back down, no real bounce. So we'll be looking for a bounce back, hopefully tomorrow, back above that 210 level. CHTP was one we jumped into a couple of days ago, looking very, very nice. 140 is the next breakout. Looked like it was going to go through it today, but Google took the wind out of the sails of a lot of stocks today. This was one of them. So this one would be on watch for a possible trade on a break of 140 tomorrow. New play we jumped into yesterday, BONE. This is one we've played a few times in the past. Again, one we're entering ahead of the positive MACD cross. Probably likely that doesn't come until Monday. Stochastics are oversold. This one's been beaten down over the last couple of weeks. Looking for a snapback move, at least to the 20-day exponential at 144. Stops at $1.30. ANTH, biotechs have been doing very well, but was a lot of shaking going on a lot of stocks into the close today. Last 90 minutes, even though we saw the major indices recover, we saw some selling pressure in a lot of stocks. And, I think like earlier this morning, it's more a case of traders just acting on fear, trying to get a little bit light, and then these things resolve themselves and bounce back. There's a nice little range still in place on ANTH, and with biotechs going, all it's going to take is one press release, and this one's up 20-25%. ZLCS was another bottom bouncer play we jumped into yesterday. 59.60 cents, got as high as 60, what did we get to? Almost 68 cents, almost to our 71-cent target that we were looking for, that second target zone. So bios are bouncing. That is a very good sign. Now, a high-risk one we jumped into as well, and one to keep an eye on for tomorrow as well, is ROSG, Rosetta. A G stock. We're looking at a positive MACD cross, very likely tomorrow. We've got stochastics in the basement. This one was ready to rock and roll late in the day. We got some very nice volume. Then, of course, Google knocked the wind out of the market as this one was about to break out. Would be watching this one for an ad on a 581 break tomorrow, with target being the 200-day moving average at 637. So definitely keep a really close eye on this one tomorrow. Could be a very, very nice mover. Short video tonight. We've got some nice plays on watch. I would not be loading plays in this market. I would be entering regular positions or half positions. Stops are stops. We're not going to let stops get violated. If stops hit, stops hit. Pretty much that's what we're going to be looking at as a strategy going into the election over the next couple of weeks. We've got some nice setups, but we're not going to go crazy on things. We're going to stick to our strict discipline right now and play each day one at a time. So that's it for the video. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, feedback, buysellshort.net or .com. And actually, while I'm here, getting ready to start a webinar series. Shoot me an email on topics you would like me to do a webinar on. Just shoot it to feedback@buysellshort.com. I'm going to look to start doing webinars each week on different topics. So if you've got a topic you'd like me to talk about, shoot me an email on it. And I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.